So today I want to talk about keeping things to yourself. And honestly, I think we lose a lot of magic, especially in the creative process, when we want to share things too quickly or too soon. I know in the Creative Act by Rick Rubin, there's a stage he talks about like collecting seeds and allowing the seeds to grow into whatever they may, before you make a decision about them. And I think a lot of times we get so excited about like a minor detail because we're passionate, and that's love, that's beauty, that's life. But I think a lot of times we jump the gun and wanting to get more eyes on it. We want to like show things off, or we want to maybe even be perceived a certain way, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of has to do more so with what does the art deserve? What does it really require? And I think what it requires is just like curation for yourself, but by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I feel like we live in a world, or especially in America, like we live in this capitalistic society where it feels as though everything has to be right now. Now. Like, for instance, if I started on the journey of being a graffiti artist, I feel like naturally there's this disposition of me wanting to be good at it immediately. I want to be as good as possible, as quickly as possible. And that's not necessarily how things work, especially not with creative things. So the importance of curating by yourself, for yourself, is not just so that we can make like really good quality things, but I think there's also a magic there that doesn't need to be shared. It's cherished more. It's more of a reward, I would say, when you know certain things about it and you have a relationship with it already before you allow other people to observe it. I think also about the quantum observer effect, which states that just by observing something, it changes just by the observation. And looking more into it, it's not as spiritual as I thought. It's more so like the tools we use in which to observe something pulls it out of the natural state that it was in. For instance, if we're observing an electron, we have to shine a light on it. I think that's how I understood it as I was reading it. And that light can like accelerate it or move it or just change the natural integrity of it. So I like to keep that in mind whenever I'm working on things creatively, because it puts me in a position to where it's like, oh, this is my secret with the universe, and I've been given this seed so that I can plant it and make it into a beautiful plant. And then when that plant begins to fruit, then I can share it. And it's so hard in the beginning, especially when you feel as though your soul is set on fire and you're just like, this is so cool. I can't wait to show people. I want people to know that I could do this, or I want to share this with my friends. I want them to share this love with me, and it's not always for everybody early on. What's funny is I was having a conversation with a homie the other day, and he told me, I was showing him this music I was working on and things like that. And he was like, yo, don't show me your music before it's done or before I can have it and things like that. And like from his standpoint, he was like, I really like it and I want to be able to have it for myself. And it's also difficult for me to come up with some deep, profound analysis on the spot, which wasn't what I was looking for at all. But it made me think. Because I was like, damn, he has a point. Like, I want to share this with him so bad, but it's not for him yet. It's for me. And that's why I'm working on it. And that's why I have it. And I think too, like in this curation for ourselves, by ourselves, we might find out that what we thought we loved was just like a fraction of what we actually love. So I think it's a cool thing to think about and ponder on. But I want to see more of that. I want to see more. I want to see more completion. I want to see more curation. I want to be immersed in someone else's vibe. I don't want to have your version, how you did the same thing that somebody else did, but it's just slightly different because you did it. No, like, I want to be transported to another world. And if that's what I want to see in the world, then I have to embody that first. I've been thinking a lot about that lately. Another thing too about curating by ourselves, for ourselves, is really just like the fact that if we let too many eyes in too early, what ends up happening is they could discourage us if they don't like it, or if they don't have the reaction that we think they should have, or the reaction that we have. It becomes this thing of like, oh, well, maybe it's not that good. Yeah, you're right, it sucks, because we haven't built that relationship with it. You have to, you don't gotta do shit. You can do whatever you want, but there's a certain magic to be felt and to be experienced in the solo journey before presenting it to anyone else. And that's all I gotta say about that.